We're making 100 cookies again. I'm going to a friend's baby shower this weekend. I want to bake them a bunch of cookies. They did not ask me for this. I'm just gonna bring them and pass them out to people. I have the remainder of these little mini boxes that I used last time I made 100 cookies, brought them to a party and passed them out to people. So this seems like a repeat offense for me. Little mini 4x4 pastry boxes that I bought from a old baker friend. I bought like hundreds of these little boxes, cake board, cupcake inserts, all of that packaging for like 25 bucks. And I'm slowly working my way through it. Don't need boxes that much anymore because I'm not actually like selling pastries, and sometimes when I give baked goods to friends and family, they kind of just go into like less aesthetic box. I'm down to, these are the last ones of these small ones, which are kind of sad. I really liked these. I think they're such a perfect size for packaging little party favors to give to people. I'm not exactly sure how many I have here. I do need to count them. I probably have like 50. So I need to make enough cookies to fill these boxes. I'm making 2 different types of cookies today. I'm gonna do, it's kind of like my special now at this point because I've made them so many times, but they are the poppy seed, almond, strawberry jam thumbprint cookies. I have to think of a better name for that because that's kind of too long. But I'm gonna change it a little bit and I'll tell you why. I converted this recipe, this thumbprint cookie recipe, into this version because I have a ton of almond flour that I'm trying to work through. I've just been like secretly inserting it into all of the recipes where it's appropriate. I'm not gonna put almond into something that doesn't need it. A little almond flour and a little almond flavor really adds to the cookie itself. This time I'm gonna change it back. So I'm actually not gonna put any almond flour or almond extract in this version because I'm gonna make a second cookie that's gonna go in these little party favor boxes that are gonna be almond sugar cookies. I've made a almond sugar cookie in the past. It was also for another baby shower, for a different friend's baby shower. The way that I made those, it was really hard for me to find a recipe where an almond flavored sugar cookie had any almond flour in it. They were all just like a regular sugar cookie recipe, but they added almond extract to it, and that's what they called a almond sugar cookie. And I was like, that's great, but I think it can also use some almond flour in there. In the previous version, when I made that almond sugar cookie, I added like 15% of almond flour into that sugar cookie dough, as well as the almond extract. The sugar cookie maintained its softness, its chewiness, and the almond flour added a bit of texture to the cookie, but I want to use more almond flour. I actually found one by Sally's Baking Addiction. I love Sally's recipes. I use her chocolate mousse cake recipe all the time. I've made that cake so many times. Her recipes are used so often by so many people that they always leave comments and reviews for her recipes, so you can kind of scroll through those and see how other people liked her recipes too. And I feel like it's basically like a Yelp review page for her recipes and gives her even more credibility. So I love using her recipes. They are just the best. They're the best. So I found one by her that is exactly what I'm looking for. Of course, why didn't I look there first? They are almond sugar cookies made entirely with almond flour. So they are inherently gluten-free, even though this cookie does not need to be gluten-free, but I want to use my almond flour. Very long-winded explanation of why I am not putting almond flour into those thumbprint cookies. Glad we didn't lose the point. I want like variation in flavor instead of having 2 cookies that basically taste the same. Oh, and the almond cookies are also gonna have funfetti in them. I used to not be a fan of funfetti. I thought they were like really immature and they're like only for kids. I've changed my mind since then. It adds such a beautiful punch of color to something that looks very visually plain, like a sugar cookie. I probably should have showed you this before I melted it. This is the last of my French butter that I've had in my freezer for, oh gosh, how long has it been? It's been 7 months since I've had this butter in the freezer. This is a French butter that I bought last year when I was doing my pop-up bakery, and I thought I was gonna be doing, actually no, I bought this, I don't remember why I bought this. I thought I had bought it for croissants, but I was purchasing sheets of butter for that. So I wasn't using these for croissants. I was using them for my pastry crust. I bought like these big 11-pound blocks of this French butter. They were on clearance and I stockpiled on them. We're finally down to the last bit. I've been using this in everything that I've baked that needs butter, like cookies, cakes. I've been using them in my croissants. So it's kind of a big day that all of this is gonna be used now. And now I'm back to good old American butter. This is just what they had at my grocery store. I'm not really loyal to this butter at all, but I wanted something that was like a midpoint price. But Challenge is a good brand because it's made in California. I don't know. My counter is so messy right now. I have to clean up. Let's hope the flour doesn't fly everywhere. This dough comes together so quickly. There's like not a ton of ingredients in here. Like there's no leavening agent, no baking soda, no baking powder. All of the leavening comes from the egg. Super easy to whip together, and I kind of did something off the cuff today. I actually doubled the amount of poppy seeds I put in here. My original recipe calls for 30 grams, and I was like, what would happen if I put 60 grams? So I put 60 grams in here, and honestly, it looks great. I love that it's just speckled with a ton of poppy seeds. I don't think 60 grams is nearly enough to change the texture of this dough. Figured since I'm just using all-purpose flour completely without any almond flour, there's like a lot more structure in there. I said I was gonna clean up my counter, but there are a few things here that I wanted to share with you before I put it away. I have these bananas that I'm waiting to ripen on the counter because I want to make this matcha banana bread again. You might have seen a little snippet of it in my last video. I actually wasn't able to get any good videos or footage of it because I ran out of time, and also people started eating it before I was able to get to it, so it was really good. That's why it happened. And I'm really not going to be that person who is like, oh no, you can't eat it, I have to take pictures of it and do a whole photo shoot. So I'm gonna let people eat. It was a matcha banana bread inspired by a matcha banana pudding latte, which is like this drink that was really popular that a lot of like Asian influenced cafes were doing. I just can't decide if I want to call it a matcha banana pudding bread or a matcha banana pudding banana bread. I don't know. It doesn't just like roll off the tongue. It's just too many words. A matcha banana bread, matcha flavored banana bread, a banana pudding flavored banana bread. And then I also make like a little Nilla wafer streusel that goes on top. So those things have just been sitting on my counter because I'm waiting for my bananas to ripen so I can make it again and I can actually like make a good video and take good pictures of it. A couple other things that I picked up yesterday at World Market. I got this elderflower syrup. This is like a drink mixer, so you can put this into cocktails, tea, or some lemonade. The ingredients are beet sugar, water, fresh steeped elderflowers, lemon juice, citric acid. So it's like a elderflower flavored lemon syrup. It's citrusy, it has that tartness. I have used this before and I used it to make a pistachio cornmeal cake with an elderflower mascarpone cream. I want to do a series of recipes on pistachios because I have a ton of pistachios in my fridge still, and I'm challenging myself to use them all and to create a bunch of recipes using them. That cake is one of the things that I want to remake. I actually made that cake for our farmer's market menu, and that was the last month that we were at the farmer's market. The cake was just really beautiful. I love the way that I decorated it. Loved how the elderflower flavor paired with the pistachio cornmeal cake, and the cornmeal cake is delicious. A little bit of chew from the cornmeal, and you get some of the texture from the pistachio. It's just a really, really nice summery cake. And the next thing I got, this is a guava jam. I saw someone, I forget who the creator was, I should have saved it. She made a guava and cream cheese milk bread or brioche bread or something like that. I kind of want to use my croissant scraps to make a croissant loaf with this guava jam and cream cheese. I don't know about you, but that sounds so good to me. I feel like you can turn it into French toast. You can eat it on its own with some butter. I was able to use 2.5 deli containers of almond flour, but I still have a lot left. Look how beautiful this cookie dough looks. So fun. So funfetti. Okay, do you want to see how much almond flour I have? Because I'll show you. There's more. Okay, I thought I had more, but that's what we have. This is what we're working with. I should probably move some of this to the fridge or the freezer for it to last a bit longer. It is pretty cool in the house. It's usually like 75 degrees, and I keep it in this bottom cabinet where it doesn't see any sunlight. I am looking for signs of any degradation or like any of it going bad. For almond flour, you'll usually see oil weeping out of it, or like the container will start to look kind of greasy, and that's when you know it's probably gone rancid and you shouldn't use it anymore. I haven't seen that in any of them. All of these containers are airtight too, so I feel like storing it this way has helped me preserve them, but I'm really trying to get through this at least within the year. I really don't want to throw any of this away. I really want to use it. So if you see me making and sharing a ton of almond recipes, you'll know why. The last time I made these, I was doing so many of them that I was trying to do them as quickly as possible. So I used a cookie scoop to scoop out the dough, and then I just went directly into indenting them for the jam. But this time I have some extra time and I'm not making as many cookies as well as a cake. So I am gonna roll them because right now they're kind of like texture. They baked up into more of like a shaggy and jagged shape, which they were still cute and they were still delicious, obviously, but since I have the time, I'm gonna roll the dough balls a little bit just to give them like a smoother finish, and then I'm gonna use my little teaspoon and put indents in them. Okay, I'm done portioning out my cookies. Oh, I didn't get to count them. I'm gonna count them. Please hold. We have 75 of these, oh god, of the almond funfettis. I can't count them because I wrapped them all up already. They look really good. I love the texture of this cookie dough. It just seems so like light and fluffy. I just scooped them out with a cookie scoop. I didn't bother rolling them to make them smooth. I like how these look, and I like that they get a little crinkly and wrinkly when they bake. They're gonna be rolled in sugar and topped with extra sprinkles. I'm gonna use some nonpareil sprinkles on top. How the texture looks on the outside of the cookie dough doesn't really matter because of that. So I'm gonna put these into the fridge and bake them tomorrow. I was tasting this cookie and I almost forgot to record myself to give you a live reaction. I already took a bite out of it, so I know what it tastes like. I'll do this again. It was great. It's really nice and chewy. I thought I had overbaked this one because it was like a little too golden brown on the surface, but it still has like a nice little chew in the middle. It's crispy on the outside. This is really delicious. I can't believe there's no flour in here. Like the texture of this feels like there's some flour in there to bind everything together, but it's such a nice texture and I can't believe it's just all almond flour. I will definitely be making these again. All my cookies are baked. That's how many cookies we have. I also counted all my boxes yesterday and I forgot how many I have. I have over 50. I don't think I have enough cookies to make 50 boxes because I want to put like 4 in each one. That means I can make 40 boxes if I use all the cookies. Well, 39 to be exact because it's like 39.5. My goal was to make 30 because I feel like that's plenty. I don't know how many people are going to be at this party. I don't want to overwhelm the people with like too many cookies and there's gonna be cookies left over and they're not gonna know what to do with them. I'm waiting for my cookies to cool and I'm gonna start folding these boxes. Kind of worried that's gonna fall over. So while I was folding those boxes, I realized that I had 2 different box designs. They are very similar. Like if you look at the cutout of these, the only difference are these like little flaps right here. Just wanted to show you a little difference in the design. Honestly, they're very similar and I don't think one is easier to assemble than the other. They also have like different window designs, which is really cute. I was trying to think of the fastest way to put all of these cookies in a box, because definitely the last time I did it was not the fastest way. I mean, we do have the same number of boxes, but I would like to get this done as quickly as possible. So I decided to do like assembly line style, but there's only one person in this line, it's me. So I put all the boxes out onto the table, and then I'm just gonna go in there with like tray in one hand, cookies in the other. Let's see how long that takes me.